we have lots of data, and we constantly use this data to make sure we keep improving the experience for customers when they come onto our platform. And you see that back in destination search to make sure that we offer destinations that might help customers to make a better selection. We see that in the type of properties you can book, the booking assistant to make sure that customers get easier answers to questions. So there's lots of activities we undertake through data. And we also look a lot at trends, for instance, and we see even trends here in China, which is a bit comparable to what we see anywhere else in the world. But you see, for instance, that customers think about responsible tourism, and Chinese customers think about over-tourism. And on the recent survey, we've seen that 79% of customers wouldn't mind to swap their destination if there's a good alternative that might be better for tourism. And Chinese customers find it very important that they understand the contribution they're making to tourism in the local markets. They also find it important that it's locally produced food, for instance. So that's something that we've seen from service. But there's a lot of interesting feedback we're getting, which can help again for how we define products for the future.
It's interesting you mention the surveys, because as a customer of yours, that's one thing that I'm always a little bit annoyed about when I get that survey sent back to me after I've made the booking or been on the trip. And I think, where does this actually go? How do they use this? Yeah. So generally I dutifully fill it in and I press send and it goes back to you. But where does it go and how do you use it?
Yeah, we use it a lot. I mean, we need information to see how can we start experimenting and looking if actually the products we then develop are actually the products that customers need. So, like I said, it's a test and learn culture, but we need information to define which type of tests we actually are delivering to consumers. So we do almost 2,000 experiments every day to make sure we keep improving our products, and that's how fast innovation goes.
What is the next big thing from Booking.com? If we continue to monitor your website and your apps, what is the next innovation or iteration of the website that's going to excite your customers?
Yeah, I think the next big thing that you see happening on Booking.com is more and more we're helping customers through other parts of the trip. So we started off in hotels, then went into different types of accommodations. We now have 30 categories, but now we actually, in many destinations, you can book experiences through our app. We have transportation from the airport to the accommodation available. We have also an experiment out on flights now in Europe. So you see more and more we're thinking through how can we build a more connected trip through customers. And because of technology nowadays, we're actually able to deliver much more to customers.
So share with our friends here who haven't already made their bookings for next year, just share with us some tips. Is it actually cheaper to book the flight, the hotel, and the destination together, or is it cheaper to book them separately? And what day is the best day to make the booking?
Well, the day I wouldn't know, but I think if you want to be surprised and if you really want to think about doing something different, I think booking separately really is what people are looking for, right? Because you can make your own choices. You see more and more people traveling with the app and much more spontaneous. So they might book the first hotel when they arrive, and then they actually travel with the app. And I think more and more people are looking for these type of surprises. And we see that through data of Chinese customers as well, that they want to be surprised, and they want to be surprised in thinking about something new.
But is it actually cheaper for the customer to book the flight and the hotel separately? And
it depends. It's a very difficult question because there's so many elements that play a role, but in cases it can be cheaper, absolutely.